Are you lying awake at 2 a.m., wondering if you're doing enough for your parent? Questioning every decision? Feeling guilty when you take time off for yourself, or even when you don't? Here's what I need you to hear. That guilt isn't proof that you're failing. It's proof that you love deeply, because it's also stealing your peace, your sleep, and your ability to show up as the daughter you want to be. Welcome back to From Overwhelmed to Relieved, the Senior Caregiving Podcast. I'm your host, Shannon Calles, Senior Care Consultant, Advocate, Certified Dementia Practitioner, and someone who has walked this caregiving path both personally and professionally. This is a podcast where we break down senior care decisions, talk honestly about dementia and caregiving, help adult daughters find relief while taking clear, loving action. Because you deserve to get your mom the care she deserves without losing yourself in the process. If you're juggling your own life, work, marriage, kids, while trying to care for a parent with a complex need, if you're exhausted, overwhelmed, and secretly wondering how much longer you can keep doing this, you're in the right place. This is where we speak truth with tenderness, accept the messy realities of caregiving, and remind you that choosing yourself and loving your parent isn't selfish. It's necessary. If you're constantly asking yourself, am I doing enough, while simultaneously running on empty, this episode is for you. Let me tell you about Becky. She called me last week about her father-in-law, Clifford. He's 93 years old, declining rapidly, and the family is facing impossible decisions: feeding tube or hospice, skilled nursing or comfort care. And Becky, she is drowning in guilt. Guilt they didn't catch this decline sooner. Guilt that she can't provide 24/7 care at home. Guilt that she's even considering placement. Guilt that she's exhausted. Guilt that she feels guilty. Sound familiar? Here's what nobody tells you. Guilt is the tax we pay for loving someone well while they're declining. It shows up uninvited, sits on your chest, and whispers like, a good daughter would figure this out. Other families manage it just fine. If you really love them, you wouldn't feel this way. But here's the truth. Guilt is not the same as truth. Just because you feel guilty doesn't mean you're doing something wrong. Guilt in caregiving comes in 3 phases. 1, the expectation gap. You're expected to be able to handle this. You're expected your siblings to help more. You expected the system to make sense. You expected your parents to help gracefully. Reality did not match those expectations, and guilt filled the gap. 2, the good daughter myth. Somewhere along the line, you internalized the belief that a good daughter never says no, never gets tired, never gets up, never needs help, never considers placement, and always puts her parents first. That's not love. That's being a martyr. And it's unsustainable. 3, the invisible labor. You manage medication, doctor's appointments, safety concerns, finances, family opinions, and your own emotions, all while working, parenting, and trying to keep your marriage intact. I call it ghost activities, those things that nobody sees that us women do all the time. And they're like, what'd you do all day? You're like, really? Did you just ask me that? But because this work is invisible, you discount it. You think, I'm not doing enough. When the truth is, you're doing the work of 3 people and you're doing it alone. let me take you back to 2006 when I was caring for my mom. She had COPD and she was slipping into dementia quickly. One day she looked at me with love, and the next day she told me she hated me. I know I say that in every episode, but when your mom says, I hate you, that cuts deeply. I was juggling her care between my brother and me, locking doors to keep her safe, untangling those darn oxygen tubes, and trying to understand why the woman who taught us how to tie our shoes couldn't do it herself anymore. And I felt guilty. Guilty I couldn't fix her. Guilty I was losing myself. Guilty that I even thought about my own needs. Then came the hardest decision of my life. My dad looked at me in the hospital when the doctor came to us and said, we had a couple of options, and one of those was letting her pass. The decision to keep my mom on life support or let her pass with dignity fell on me. I chose to let her go. That was one of the hardest things that I have ever had to do. I still don't speak to one sibling over that. And you know what? The guilt didn't disappear. But here's what I learned. Love is not measured by how much you sacrifice. Love is measured by the dignity you preserve for both of you and your mom. Choosing to let my mom pass wasn't giving up on her. It was honoring her. And choosing to prioritize my own well-being in the process wasn't selfish. It was necessary. Let's go back to Becky and Clifford. After we talked through some options, feeding tube versus hospice, skilled nursing versus comfort care, Becky started asking different questions. Not what makes me look like a good daughter, but what honors dad's wishes and keeps him comfortable. Not what will my siblings think, but what can I live with when I look back on this? That shift, when you release guilt and replace it with clarity and alignment, you make decisions that can stand behind you. You stop second guessing. You stop apologizing for prioritizing safety, comfort, and dignity. And here's the beautiful part. Your parent doesn't need a perfect daughter. They need a present one. I thank God every day that I was present for my mom. They need you to show up with love, not exhaustion, with clarity, not chaos, with boundaries, not burnout. There are 3 steps to release guilt today that I really want to focus on. Step 1, I want you to name the guilt. Write it down. I feel guilty because. Get specific. Is it the placement guilt? Is it boundary guilt? Is it time for yourself guilt? Once you name it, you take away its power. 2, ask the truth question. For every guilt thought I ask, is this guilt based on truth, or is it based on fear, expectation, and comparison? Example, guilt. I'm abandoning my mom by considering memory care. Truth. Is moving her to a place with 24/7 care abandonment, or is it ensuring she's safe when you can't be there? 3, reframe enough. You are doing enough when your parent is safe, their needs are being met, even if not by you alone. You're making decisions aligned with their values. You're sustainable in this role. That's it. That's enough. For your weekly challenge this week, I want you to do 3 things. Write down your guilt. What's the one guilt thought that keeps showing up? Name it. 2, ask that truth question. Is guilt based on reality, or is it based on an impossible standard? 3, share your guilt. Post it on Instagram. Tag Clark County Senior Resources and say, I'm releasing the guilt that says I'm not doing enough. Here's my truth. Fill in the blank. Also, your weekly mantra. These I love because they're short, concise, you can memorize them, and it's okay to say throughout the day, right? Tell yourself, I am doing enough. My love is enough. My effort is enough. I am enough. Say it when that guilt creeps in. Say it when you're exhausted. Say it until you believe it. I am doing enough. My love is enough. My effort is enough. And I am enough. If this episode felt like it was speaking directly to you, it was. You don't have to figure this out alone. And here's the truth. You're not supposed to. Caregiving is not a solo journey. And trying to handle everything yourself is exactly what leads to burnout, resentment, and regret. So let me help you. If you're in a crisis, hospital discharge, decline, dementia, confusion, book an urgent consult with me. Shannon at clarkcountysr.com. That's my email address. Or you can just text me at 564-227-8847. If you need help with clarity, if you need someone to help you make a plan and take action without pressure or guilt, reach out. That's what I'm here for. I work with families, not corporations. My loyalty is with you, not facilities, not quotas, not anyone else's agenda. And please do these 3 things. Subscribe and rate this episode. Your review helps other daughters who are drowning in overwhelm, finding the relief they desperately need. You sharing your experience could be the lifeline to another daughter that needs to keep going. Share this episode with another daughter who's quietly carrying too much guilt. You know her. She's the one that always says, I'm fine, everything's fine, but looks exhausted. Send us to her. Let her know she's not alone. Do the challenge. Whatever action step we talked about today, commit to it. Share truth publicly. Add a tag to Clark County Senior Resources on Instagram. Let's normalize the reality of caregiving, the hard, the messy, the beautiful. Next week, we're tackling another tough caregiving reality that no one talks about. You won't want to miss it. Thank you for being here. And until then, be gentle with yourself.